From Pusha T, the veteran lyricist known for exposing Drake's deepest secrets, to Iggy Azalea, whose Australian accent angered Snoop Dogg, these are some of the rappers' disputes that went too far. In May 2018, Drake and Pusha T were standing on opposite sides of the rap game. Drake, a global sensation, though not always earning the full respect of his peers. Pusha T, respected for his veteran status, but with a commercial success limited to his niche. Drake took the bait in two birds, one stone, questioning the authenticity of Pusha's cocaine trafficking stories. Pusha T fired back in Infrared, poking fun at Drake for not always writing his own lyrics. Within just 24 hours, Drake dropped Duppy, claiming Pusha's career was on the decline, and Good Music, his label, owed its success to Drake's contributions. Then came Pusha's knockout blow with The Story of Adidon. The lyrics delved deep into Drake's life, exposing various personal matters, including the revelation that Drake had a hidden child. Following this, Drake had no comeback, and he openly admitted to having a son. This wasn't the only popular feud from Drake, as he also went down to blows with P. Diddy, the music icons. P. Diddy and Drake have decades of combined experience in the industry, but in 2014, tensions rose between the two hip-hop stars. It began when both rappers were staying at the same Miami hotel and attending a party at the Hotspot Live nightclub. Diddy was seated in the exclusive VIP section, while Drake had his table. In the early hours of the morning, Diddy had his security ask Drake to speak with him outside. A witness said Diddy then punched Drake 3 times, and Drake reportedly needed to go to the hospital afterward. However, the root of the conflict was Drake's hit single, 0 to 100. Diddy revealed he had originally given Drake the beat, intending for him to ghostwrite a song for Diddy's album. But Drake made it his own hit instead. This upset Diddy, as he felt Drake was disloyal to the unwritten agreement between them. Diddy brought it up in concert, implying Drake stole the track from him. When explaining himself later, Diddy said collaborators should support each other and be open to another's ideas, for the sake of making the best music. Though their relationship got off on the wrong foot, Diddy maintained Drake as one of the best songwriters today. And while other rap beefs flared and faded, 50 Cent and Ja Rule's disdain endured. This feud dates back to 1999, when 50's friend robbed Ja Rule at gunpoint, taking his chain. Bad blood formed from that point as both rappers rose to fame. Things escalated when 50 released a song, mocking Ja and Murder Inc.'s song, Murda. A fight broke out when they performed at the same Atlanta club. In 2000, Ja and his team confronted 50 at a NYC studio, starting another brawl. 50 was stabbed and Ja Rule was arrested. After signing a new record deal in 2002, 50 Cent targeted Ja on his breakout hit, Wanksta. He continued insulting Ja on tracks like Back Down. Ja Rule didn't strike back lyrically for over a decade until Loose Change, firing back at 50 along with other rappers. Not long after, 50 teamed up with Eminem and Busta Rhymes to further insult Ja on Hail Mary. Their long-simmering rivalry entered another phase, more like a tradition. Though they crossed paths on a flight in later years without issues, they continued trading barbs and petty jabs on social media and at events for years. The ongoing feud between 50 Cent and Ja Rule is a regular topic on social media, but when Snoop Dogg took aim at Iggy Azalea, the networks made room for that drama too. Iggy Azalea faced a ton of heat when she burst onto the US rap scene back in 2012. As a white Australian woman rapping in an American Southern accent, she drew criticism for cultural appropriation. No one was more vocal than the iconic West Coast rapper Snoop Dogg. It began when Snoop posted an unflattering photo of Iggy on Instagram, along with a caption suggesting she was trying too hard to be black. Snoop's fans found it funny, but Iggy did not. She hit back by posting an unflattering photo of Snoop with a drug-related caption, though quickly deleted it. This whole rap feud between the two escalated, with Snoop comparing Iggy to the main character from White Chicks and suggesting she had no place in hip-hop. Iggy's crew argued that Snoop's digs were sexist, but the criticism about her being authentic in the rap game kept coming. Then, her next song, DRUGS, drew fire for a lyric calling herself a runaway slave master, seen as culturally insensitive. She said sorry, pulled the music video, and changed the lyrics, but the heat didn't die down. Iggy's pop dominance was brief. Snoop played a role in that she had no real place within the genre's legacy. His digs summed up the feeling that Iggy was playing a role in a genre she didn't fully get. While their feud brought Iggy wider attention, it also accelerated her downfall from hip-hop's highest heights. While Iggy couldn't win this one, let's take a look at other girls who do fight hard. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj's beef didn't start off rocky. They were actually friends who collaborated in the music scene. But things got tense as Cardi's star rose, and by 2018, their friendship had hit a breaking point at a Harper's Bazaar fashion event in New York. It was said that Nicki took shots at Cardi on the song No Flags, hinting that the industry wanted another version of her. At the fashion party, Cardi confronted Nicki about rumors she spread, especially criticism of Cardi's motherhood. Witnesses say a fight then broke out between their teams. Cardi threw her shoe at Nicki and ended up with a bump on her head from event security. Both rappers released statements defending their actions. Nicki denied ever speaking negatively about someone's children, but Cardi maintained Nicki mocked her career successes and experience as a new mother. Without naming names, Nicki shaded Cardi for starting fights to make others look bad. Even though they haven't directly addressed the feud since then, fans keep speculating about how it all began. While Nicki and Cardi are still big names in the game, that fashion party blow-up marked a turning point. Their once friendship turned into a super public beef, and there's been no sign of it cooling down. But as we've seen, many epic feuds end with a reconciliation, such as Eazy-E versus Dr. Dre. The rivalry between Eazy-E and Dr. Dre stemmed from Dr. Dre's 1991 departure from the seminal gangsta rap group NWA. Dre left over financial disputes with Eazy and NWA's manager Jerry Heller. Teaming with Suge Knight, Dre started Death Row Records and released his acclaimed solo debut, The Chronic, in 1992. The album took direct shots at Eazy-E. Eazy bit back hard with the iconic Real Motherfucking G's, mocking Dre as a studio gangsta and questioning his masculinity due to his old dance crew image. Eazy also brought up Dre's assault on D. Barnes and suggested he only hit women to prove how manly he was. Tensions between the former NWA members were at an all-time high as their insults flew back and forth. While the feud played out through fiery diss tracks, the 2015 biopic Straight Outta Compton showed Eazy made peace with Cube and Dre before his tragic death, bringing a touching close to one of hip-hop's earliest and most raw rivalries. From colleagues to enemies, we now go to another similar story with Lil Wayne and Birdman. Lil Wayne had spent over a decade helping make Birdman's Cash Money records hugely successful, but by 2015 their relationship had soured. Wayne accused Birdman of withholding the release of his hotly anticipated album, The Carter V. He took shots at Birdman on the mixtape Sorry for the Wait 2 and sued Cash Money for millions, claiming financial mismanagement. Things reached a terrifying head when prosecutors alleged Birdman and rising star Young Thug had conspired to murder Lil Wayne, given their once father-son bond. It was an unthinkable escalation between the New Orleans rappers. Somehow, Wayne and Birdman reconciled their grievances in the following years. By 2020, the two collaborators had evidently patched things up and decided to put the past beef behind them. Luckily, Lil Wayne and Birdman maintained their careers, but the next feud between Eminem and The Source buried one of those involved. Eminem's beef with The Source started over a middling album review but grew intensely personal. The rapper had enjoyed a friendly relationship with the pioneering hip-hop publication, even gracing its cover as the first white artist featured. Tensions escalated when Source co-founder Benzino released a diss track criticizing Eminem. M clapped back fiercely, lighting the match on their fiery feud. Things came to a head in 2003 with Benzino claiming credit for Eminem's rise on Pull Your Skirt Up. Eminem detonated an atomic-level response with the lethal Nail in the Coffin. He tore into Benzino over deeply sensitive subjects. Their war hit a nadir when Benzino leaked an unreleased track containing M using a racial slur, forcing an apology. Though messy and ugly, the battle was a clear victory for Eminem. Benzino soon parted ways with The Source, but not before their feud brought the once-respected publication's credibility into question in hip-hop's eyes. But anyway, the most iconic feud in history has to be the West Coast versus East Coast rivalry, the legendary beef between Tupac and Biggie. It began in 1994 when Tupac was shot outside a recording studio in New York. He believed people from Biggie's label Bad Boy Records were involved. From that point, tensions exploded between Tupac's death row camp and Biggie's Bad Boy. They released scathing diss tracks taking shots at each other, fueling the fiery East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry. In Hit 'Em Up, Tupac launched an explosive attack on Biggie and Bad Boy, spitting venomous lines like, "You claim to be a playa, but I f***ed your wife." Biggie responded with double entendres on "Who Shot Ya?", rapping, "I don't know, it wasn't me." Their explosive feud became the hottest topic in rap. Sadly, it would end in tragedy, with both icons murdered just months apart. In September 1996, Tupac was fatally shot in a drive-by in Las Vegas at only 25 years old. Rumors swirled the East Coast was avenging his allegations about Biggie's involvement in his 1994 attack. Then in March 1997, Biggie was also killed in Los Angeles at 24. To this day, we may never know the full story behind their deaths, or if they were truly related to their infamous beef. But hip-hop lost two legends in their prime, partly due to a rivalry that escalated out of control. Their legacies still spark intense debate, but one thing is clear: their dispute lit hip-hop's most explosive fire. From coast to coast, gender clashes to label disputes, these legendary rap rivalries shook the culture and still spark discussion about who had the most explosive rhymes or took things too far. Let us know in the comments which beef you think was the most intense. Keep the discussion alive, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.